Yo, what's up guys, it's Jack, and let's get right to the point. So yesterday I tweeted this out at Respawn, and believe it or not, I got a response not too long later. And basically they're always looking how to better balance and improve the game after I asked them how to, like, if there's a chance we can get a counter to Sonar Pulse or the map hack. And as of right now, we basically have to deal with the map hack cheese and the Sonar Pulse. Now, if you're playing any other game mode other than pilot versus pilot, it's not going to make that much of a difference for you, because when you throw Titans into the mix and objectives as well, it basically gets everybody moving and it's not quite as cheesy. But when you play pilot versus pilot, it's like playing a whole different game, and everybody's going to be spamming map hacks and Sonar Pulse. It's simple as that. It's basically like Black Ops 1. The newbie, once they figure out that Ghost is as powerful as it is and the FAMAS assault rifle is as good as it is, they're going to use it, and if you're not using it, you're somewhat at a disadvantage. And with this instance, it's quite a disadvantage. So, but if you're a better overall player and then you start using those perks and those weapons, or in this case with this game being the boost and the tactical ability, and if you use it correctly, and if you use it better, and if you use your brain, you will definitely be at an advantage. Now, the basic part of this strategy is to, number one, even the playing field, so that way you don't end up at a disadvantage. Because if you're not running map hack when playing pilot versus pilot, or the Sonar Pulse, you are already at a disadvantage, trust me. And 9 times out of 10, with my experience, most teams are going to spam the living shit out of these two. So the very first thing you want to do is equip it in every single one of your pilot versus pilot class. There's no two ways around it. Now, how do you use these? Well, you basically have to counter them. So let's say you have your map hack, okay? Now, the first thing you want to do is, when you get it, do not throw it up right away. Wait until the other team throws theirs up, so that way when you throw yours up, when that happens, you'll be at an even playing field. There's two things that are going to happen. They're either going to be super stupid and rush you, and if you're in a good position, and if you use the map to your advantage, as well as your angles or whatnot, you're easily going to get more kills that way. And the other thing that could happen is basically that nothing happens. They're just going to sit there and wait, and basically it'll be game on once the map hack wears off. It's simple as that. So that is the map hack strategy. There's no other strategy that I could think of. Oh, wait a minute, there's one more thing actually. In case you haven't noticed yet, these boosts stack. Now, most people don't notice this because when they get it, they just throw it up right away randomly. But when you get this and you keep on getting it, you can stack them, so you can save them. So you can basically throw one up whenever the other one comes up, and or you can save them until the very end. And I highly recommend you, if nobody's throwing up map hacks, which is pretty rare in pilot versus pilot or whatnot, and if the game is at a tie and you use your map hack towards the end of the game, it's definitely going to help swing the odds in your favor and get the win as well. So let's move on to the Sonar Pulse, which is even cheesier than that, because it's like a portable map hack that just doesn't have the radius of the entire map, although the radius on it is pretty big actually. Now let's say, now remember, this is not the tech test, so it's pilot versus pilot is definitely changed since the tech test, in case you haven't noticed already. And the thing is, when you find yourself being detected by one of these things, running away is actually not a good idea like it was in the tech test, at least with my experience. Because remember, everybody can see you when you're detected by this. Everybody on the other team can see you, so you could get shot from pretty much anywhere, from the most ridiculous angle by a person using God knows what weapon, and they just spot you because you're super easy to spot when it's up and when you're detected. And yeah, basically what you want to do is you want to take cover and you want to throw one of these right next to you, like on the ground or on, on the ceiling or just on a wall next to you or whatnot. Do that right away. And what this happens is, again, it evens up the playing field. They're either going to do one of two things. They're either going to rush you around the corner and ignore the fact that they've been detected as well, or they're just going to sit there and do absolutely nothing and wait for it to wear off. From there on out, it's basically game on, and you guys are at an even playing field. So that's basically what it is. You want to even out the playing field to turn the odds in your favor if you're the smarter player. It's simple as that. And even if you are at a similar skill level and similar game smarts, so to speak, as I like to say, it's a lot better and a lot less frustrating when it's pretty much even throughout the whole thing. You don't want something as powerful as this to basically take advantage of you every time, because quite frankly, it is very, very frustrating, especially with this game mode. And using these strategies will help you out greatly. As basic as they sound, they help you out tremendously. It's the little things that count, and using these two abilities and boosts like this make the absolute difference. And again, like I said, this makes the biggest difference in pilot versus pilot, but you can also use this in other game modes. But in other game modes, really, it's really where Titanfall shines more than anything. And there's less cheese because there's pilots, there's objectives, everybody's moving around. But I figured for the pilot versus pilot players, the guys that really like just playing that style of this game, whether it's because they came from Call of Duty or just from another game, or just because this is the type of game that they prefer. I feel your pain when you are being frustrated by the spam of map hacks and the Sonar Pulse. So hopefully sometime in the future they're either going to get nerfed or there's going to be a counter to it or whatever it is. But until then, and if that happens, this is the strategy I use, and I highly recommend you do it as well. And you will find yourself hopefully sooner than later, you'll find yourself being less frustrated, and you will find the game mode that much more bearable. Because if you're not using these, you're just too much at a disadvantage, and it's just too unfair. So it really is. There's no two ways around it. So instead of making excuses, this is what I did, and I highly recommend you guys do the same. So anyway, with that being said, I'm going to leave you guys with the rest of the gameplay, and hopefully this works out for you guys as well as it did for me. And if it did, let me know, or if you guys came up with another strategy that I didn't mention, or just something that's even better, leave it down in the comments section, or you guys can tweet at me if you want. And as always, if you guys like the video, let me know, and if you don't, let me know what I can do to make my videos better, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.